Welcome back to Bros in a Landfill, the only show whose act actually can't be cleaned up.
Your butlers for this week are Tar
Hello!
and me, Try, where we hope to get you all hot and bothered as we get your place all messy. That was so bad. What the fuck am I doing?
What are you doing?
I don't know. Anyways,
I know you're trying to stick with a theme here, but I mean...
Okay, so that was bad. Now, they've already clicked off. It doesn't matter. Anyways,
well then.
So last week I had I tried to convince Tar to watch Psychopaths, but that wasn't really structured. It didn't work. That wasn't very structured. That was kind of a last minute plan because we had other things we wanted to do, but it didn't kind of fall through. But we're keeping with that theme. I had Tar pick out a show from my completed list, and I'm gonna try my darndest to get him to watch it. So Tar, do you want to tell them the show that you picked?
I picked Shonen Maid.
And just remember, this is the guy who said that he really likes superheroes, sci-fi, fantasy stuff. So he's really like amping up the stakes this week. This is gonna be a tough challenge for your dear friend Try.
So I have two predictions off the bat, and I'm gonna just never mind the fact that you pretty much told me what it was. I have two predictions off the bat. I'm hoping it's the first one, but it's probably gonna be the second one. So the first prediction I have is that this show is about a bunch of maids doing doing badass fight scenes like any anime in the Shonen Jump.
Hey, continue.
And the second one is a boy or multiple boys are forced to do maid work and hilarity ensues.
Okay. So for those who haven't seen anything like this, this is gonna be like the first time we really do this game. So the point of the show isn't to make me like express my opinions about a show, what I think's good or whatnot. It's to convince Tar to watch it. So whatever you do, don't take my word as my full opinion or this is factually what the show is about. I'm never gonna lie about what the show's about, but I may twist some of the truths. I might embellish some things because my goal is to get Tar to watch it.
I am a rock.
Yeah, because he is a rock, and if I don't flourish and do with some embellishments, which I may or may not have to do this episode, but I will never lie about what a show really is because that's I'm not. I guess for me personally, I'm not good at that. Tar would be able to tell if I was like, oh man, this is like an action shonen show where you have a bunch of maids fighting.
Fuck.
No. No, your predictions were absolutely like off kilter.
Shit. Wait, the second one too?
Both of them, they're both wrong.
Oh shit.
This show actually has some substance to it.
Oh fuck. Well, I mean, the second one could have some substance to it, and like a slice of life sort of affair.
Yeah, no. This I would definitely classify like this definitely has slice of life qualities. I definitely put in like in the slice of life healing type of genre, but it's very much a character drama.
Okay.
And I could go down the route where I try to convince you that it was something it wasn't, but I feel like it'd be more fun and more challenging for me to tell you what it actually is, and see if I can get you to watch it based off its own merits.
Okay. Pitch it.
Okay, so I'll read the synopsis first.
Read the synopsis.
Yeah.
Next.
After the sudden death of his mother, elementary school student Chihiro Komiya is left with no home and no family. But the changes when he encounters a rich and frivolous stranger who turns out to be his long-lost uncle, Madoka Takatori. Madoka offers to take Chihiro...
Madoka Magica?
No, Madoka Takatori. Close
Madoka Magica.
Yeah, Madoka Magica offers to take Chihiro in, But upon arriving at his uncle's high-class mansion, the young boy is greeted by a plethora of dust and garbage. As Chihiro's neat freak instincts kick in, he sets about clearing the entire residence. Shonen Maid is a light-hearted comedy that follows Chihiro as he finds himself dressed in a frilly uniform, handmade by his uncle, receiving salary, and working as a maid of the house. The main reason why I wanted to go straight with this is because what you told me what you thought it was gonna be like. I knew it was gonna be much better just to just go straight ham and straight on.
Well then.
Because I wanted you to feel bad for choosing this and having those predictions.
Why would you do that?
Because entertainment.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Yep, understand. Okay, so I'm gonna straight up. Did you see what I scored it on, Mao?
I can't remember. I did see, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I gave it an 8 out of 10, and
8 out of 10. That's right. I think it was like, I thought it was one of those ones you rated a 5, but.
And I would rate it higher if it wasn't for some of the things I did give 9s and 10s.
Oh.
This is a very solid show with, in regards to its themes and its characters. And I think the strongest aspect of the show, in a lot of ways, is its atmosphere. It oozes with pathos, but at the same time, it never revels in sadness, and it never revels in the trauma and the loss that the characters are going through. It really is a story of Chihiro and Madoka dealing with their struggles and their traumas, trying to find ways to cope with it, and not always being successful. But the two of them are but strangely enough, the way that the two of them handle their coping, and the way that they handle their losses and struggles, complements one another, and they help pull each other out of them.
I was honestly hoping for more than 2 characters.
Oh no, there is more. There's more than 2 characters.
But if you look at those are our main duo that we see all the time.
Yeah, this is the main duo. This show is mainly about the relationship between Chihiro and Madoka, and how they help pull each other out. And then there's some other characters that come in. For example, there's a butler that works at Madoka's mansion.
Fun.
Who's more like a babysitter. But also, as I wrote in my lights, as I wrote in my notes, I'm like, Keiichiro, Madoka's butler, more like a babysitter, more like gay. Because there are some pretty heavy gay subtext between Madoka and Keiichiro, and this especially comes in with when the girl who is Madoka's fiance comes in, because it's one of those arranged marriage situations. Madoka,
I can't believe the gay agenda has leaked into anime.
Oh, the gay agenda has been in anime for a very long time.
I just wanted an excuse to say the gay agenda.
What gay agenda? Not enough gay, I say. But anyways, I'll go down to the characters. So our main boy, our Chihiro. So as I read in the synopsis, his mother's dead. The story starts off.
Right.
But one of the things the show does to really help set the tone is that when it starts off with Chihiro with his grandparents, or I don't know if they're like their neighbor's grandparents. I can't really tell. I think it's his father's parents, but they're kind of mourning, but they're reading a note from his mother, and his mother's telling Chihiro that everything's going to be okay, everything's going to work out.
Right.
And
because
that sets
it always does.
Yeah. Well, that sets the tonal theme, because the main theme of the show comes down to coping with loss and grief and stress and torment, and how characters cope with them in healthy and unhealthy ways through work. As the show starts off, Chihiro works like
I'm assuming this guy, like, at least for the early.
Well, he works as a maid throughout the run of the show.
Right,
But,
right.
yeah.
But I'm assuming for like at least for the early show, he's just like complete workaholic. Like I'm imagining this guy's like.
Oh no.
Like refusing to sleep.
Yeah, no. In the first episode, he basically works himself to passing out.
Oh, geez, you're cutting out.
In the first episode, he works himself till he's nearly passed out.
Oh.
And it comes down to that as a child, he doesn't know how to process the feelings of.
Oh, geez, they're after me.
It's the gay agenda all over again.
Ah, fuck. They found me.
They found you. Found you. It's about time. They found me years ago. But, so this kind of, like, part of it plays into, like, the difference between Chihiro and Madoka. Chihiro doesn't know how to process his emotions, his feelings, and the grief. And he copes with that by just working, by doing. He doesn't stop to think about things. He just keeps pushing and pushing himself. Compared to Madoka, let's see. Okay.
You are really stuttering there.
Yeah, I know that partially that was me. Let me check how discards. Okay. With Madoka, Madoka knows how he feels, and he knows his pain. He understands his emotions.
I'm assuming Madoka was in a similar boat when he was a young lad.
Well, it's a mixture of, because one of the plot points is that his sister is because Madoka and his sister, which is Chihiro's mom, are from a rich family, but Chihiro's mom, after
oh right, uncle, haha.
yeah, Chihiro's mom, after finding her, like, the person she marries, left the family, and the family disowned her. And
oh, that's fun.
So that plays into Madoka's issues. It's very much because of his relationship with his sister, and then now that his sister's lost, and he is dead after being separated for all this time. And he knows how he feels about it, but he doesn't want to confront it, and he has this fear of confronting his issues. And there are certain things the show does to highlight the difference between Chihiro and Madoka, where Madoka, as someone who just keeps pushing and pushing without taking time to think about how he feels or understand how he feels. Madoka, as his profession is he's a dress designer.
Okay.
He designs dresses and formal fancy suits, clothes, etc.
Okay, that's fine.
He will lock himself in his room
until a project is completed.
Yeah, and he will just he's a workaholic in that sense, where he's not a responsible person. He doesn't want to face his responsibilities. He just goes and hides away and just does the thing he loves. Where Chihiro only thinks about the responsibilities and never allows himself to do something that he loves.
So we have an all work versus all play dichotomy being set up here.
Yeah, and the framing of coping with one's issues and finding healthy ways to, because part of the character growth is, it's not to say, oh, you should stop working on these things, or you should stop playing on these things. It's, well, like designing the dress, the clothes and whatnot. It's turning your bad coping mechanisms into something positive, into something healthy, and freeing yourself from the past.
So this show just sounds kind of depressing. I get that it's not supposed to be, but I mean, like,
well, no. The show is very sad, but it's the way that it's framed is lifting oneself out of sadness. It's confronting those emotions to find happiness, so you can allow yourself to be happy.
Right.
So, it's one of those shows that you feel sad at first, but as you get to the end, you start. It's one of those that starts in a very dark place, in a very, like, has all this pathos of being. As the show goes on, it gets brighter as they open themselves to friends. I think one of the biggest symbols in this is at the start of the show, Madoka is afraid of dogs, and this is not a matter of like, oh, I don't like dogs or what. He's afraid of dogs, and this very much symbolizes
0 out of 10 protagonist.
Well, he's more like a deuteragonist, or this
0 out of 10 deuteragonist.
And part of that, Madoka's allergic to dogs too, so that's part of where his fear comes from.
That's okay then.
Yep, but with Madoka, his fear of dogs symbolizes his fear facing his own emotions, because if you think about dogs are supposed to be man's best friend. They're very like emotional creatures.
Just always ready to party.
Well, they're creatures that humans can very easily project their own emotions on towards.
Right.
So a dog can seem happy to us. A dog can seem angry to us. A dog can seem. And Madoka doesn't. And Madoka sees that he doesn't want to confront his own emotions. He knows his emotions. He doesn't want to confront them. And to a very extent, the dogs symbolize that. And throughout the show, one of the things that he has to confront is I guess for one thing, there's a point where Chihiro adopts a stray dog and brings it to the house, and Madoka has to get because Madoka has to get accustomed to it, and it kind of serves as a parallel to his character arc of actually facing his emotions and not being afraid of his emotions. And while he's never completely comfortable with the dog, especially because of the allergy reasons, he learns to tolerate it and accept it.
What kind of dog are we talking about here?
It's a pretty small dog, I think. I didn't watch that far into the show again.
Oh.
Mainly because I got the because I wasn't gonna make.
Like, if it turned out to be a poodle or something like that, he'd look like a right nerd.
Yep. No, it's a small. I think it's like a puppy or something.
Right.
Let me send you a picture of the dog.
Okay. I eagerly await the pupper.
Yeah, but I think one of the things that really makes the show special is how it constantly frames these sad situations and these characters who are going through sad times in such an optimistic light. It's very much a show that things are getting better, and things do get better. And I think it's one of those shows that can actually be very beneficial to someone who's maybe going through a hard time or whatnot, or just wants to feel good. Because
right.
each episode ends with a level of
cute dog.
Yeah. Each episode
ends.
ends.
The little eyebrows.
It's like as the show goes on and they start introducing more of the family dynamic and some of the more struggles that they're going through. It never revels in its sadness. And I think that
sounds like a very tough act to balance then.
No, but that's also what impresses me so much about the show is it does manage to do so wonderfully. It tugs at the heartstrings, but it never feels like it's trying to like manipulate you. It always feels like it's setting up for the characters to feel better. Like it feels real because it feels like these characters feel like real people going through real struggles.
That makes sense. So now that my expectations of this anime have been thoroughly crushed, I was hoping to be able to find a question in the time I was saying. I was setting that up.
Mhm.
I just don't know how to go about this now.
Yeah, I will say, I want to like, I my original game plan was to come in and make you think it was a straight up like yaoi show
Oh
and convince you it was straight up yaoi.
no, thank you.
But I'm like, I couldn't pull that off.
What?
I would have like spent like 10 minutes trying to convince you it was yaoi. But and then like after that, go straight into what the show's actually about.
No, thank you. That is not my thing.
Yeah, no. To an extent, the show deserves like the show doesn't deserve to be um, lumped in like that. It very much well like the show's got a lot of feminine like design, but it also plays into how it explores that more emotional. And in some ways, one of the things I really appreciate the show is it's that and you this is nothing. I mean, this is nothing to do with like anime in particular, but how it's saying that guys can be emotional, and part of the reason why I respect that is because Chihiro as a character at the start kind of embodies that very hard work and very forward thinking, like focus on the work, don't like suppress, like don't show too much emotion, just work. And his character arc is no, it's okay that
If you show emotions, you are a weaker man than those who just suck it the hell up.
yeah, his character arc is no, it's okay and you should embrace your emotions. If you don't, it's going to eat you up from the inside.
What are emotions, though?
Good question. Are you a sociopath?
I'm a robot.
Oh, so I'm a sociopathic robot.
Yes, that is me.
The mind of Tar.
Sociopathic robot.
And topical reference to the Mind of Jake Paul series.
Oh. You're assuming I pay attention to pop culture.
I'm assuming you pay attention to anything that isn't SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom.
You know what? You're right.
So,
I mean, I've actually just been working on my art project a whole lot lately, so I haven't had time. But I do want to get into speedrunning that game.
Yeah. I am too much of a perfectionist to try to do a speed run.
Same.
Yeah. Like it'd be like one of those persons that like I'd make the one mistake and I'd just be like, okay, I'm done. I'm never doing this again.
I think you just cut out there.
I said I'm one of those people that like I try to study for a speed run. I'd make one mistake and be like, I'm done with this. I can't. I don't want to waste my time.
Yeah.
Well, so it's like I feel like the only benefit like cool thing about doing a speed run is figuring out your own ways to make it faster. Like if you're just watching if you watch someone do all the tricks online, or you look up all the tricks online and then you try to do it, then I don't feel like there's any real.
It's not about making the run faster. If it were all about making the run faster, nobody would do anything other than cheat %.
Yeah.
Because that just gives you all the boring exploits.
Well,
what's important is making the run fun to play and fun to watch, as well as improving time.
You really cut out there.
Tilder, the run shouldn't just be focused on speed. It should be a balanced on speed and enjoyability to both play and watch.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to find that balance.
That didn't go through again, did it?
No, I said I wouldn't be able to find the balance of speed and enjoyability. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did. I just don't have anything to add. Also,
Okay,
I
that's
was
fine.
drinking water.
Sexy.
Anyways, good discussion.
Yeah. I I
I
honestly
miss Dizzy.
yeah, me too. I one of the things I feel about Shonen Maid is I feel like it's one of those shows that if more people gave it a shot, it like I feel like people just write it off in the beginning like, oh, it's a boy dressed up as a maid. That's not what the show is about. The show
Admittedly, that is what I was thinking too.
yeah. The show is about coping and dealing with loss. And
My second prediction was kind of right. It's just the hilarity doesn't ensue.
I mean, there is humor. It is a comedic slice of life that, but a lot of that humor comes from like I don't know if it's just like a Japanese style humor, but it's basically Chihiro not being pleased with other people's work or being frustrated with Madoka's sloppiness. It's that character based humor,
Right.
but it's never about the jokes. The jokes are just there to help alleviate the tension and to keep it from being too depressing.
Right. That makes sense.
And to that purpose, it's very effective. It helps in a way. It helps humanize these characters who are so they're not just people who go through these depression, like who's going through these struggles and depression and whatnot.
More like gay.
Yeah, I mean, the I ship Madoka and Keiichiro quite a bit. It's a good ship. It's an underappreciated ship.
Is this an underappreciated anime though?
Oh, I would definitely say it's got a 7.4 on my anime list, and let me see if I can find the statistics. Yeah, popularity wise, it's the 1,707th most popular show, and it's
1,107. That sounds
no 1,707. So it's 1,707,
1,707.
and ranked based off of user ratings, it's a 2,056th highest rated show.
That sounds low.
You're also underestimating how
I
many
am also probably underestimating the actual size of the anime base on that site, but I mean that sounds low
like
or somewhere in the middle.
part. Granted, part of the problem is that this does like the slice of life sort of genre. Don't like aren't the most popular, so you're not going to see the highest.
Right, that
See
makes
them.
sense because people want to turn their brain off and see flashy fight scenes.
Yeah, basically it's. But just looking at the
Hello?
reviews for the show, um, they
Are you there?
like the most yeah, looking at the reviews for the show is a lot of eights, sevens, and tens.
Okay.
But
Hello?
it's
Tryford?
hello. That's me. That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Trysworth?
Yeah, I was
there
cutting.
you
No,
are.
yeah, I was my voice connected out pretty badly.
There
But
you are, Trysworth.
hello.
Trysbury.
Mhm.
Von Figworth. The 8th.
So, but I guess so I'm looking at one review that says that it's like they gave it a 3, and one of the things one of the cons is no fan service whatsoever.
That's a deal breaker.
Yeah,
Sorry, fam. I'm not watching this.
yeah. Not enough fan service.
I do enjoy the fan service, though.
Let me see. No, fan service has its place. I feel like any sort of fan service in the show would take away.
Yeah, it doesn't. That doesn't really seem like it kind of
I'm sorry.
fits within the cohesion of the universe.
Yeah, no. This definitely feels like the type of it tries to be more down to earth and less anime per se.
Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, I can easily understand feeling ripped off when you see a title like Shonen Maid. Well, kind of.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'd say that the biggest sin that the show has is it's a bit it does feel a bit misleading based off the name and the poster, but to the same extent, I almost feel like that's part of the point. There's a lot of, especially in Japanese media, you see a lot of shows that they try to pull in an audience that's like pull in a different audience to try to get them to see a certain show or see a certain point.
Increase that view count.
Well, I guess the extent something okay. So the type of audience that I think Shonen Maid that would enjoy Shonen Maid wouldn't watch a show called Shonen Maid or watch a show that has this art style. It very much feels like, you know how Madoka Magica, like like it's supposed to be like, oh, it's this cutesy magical girl show, but oh no, it's a super violent, dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Japan likes to do that where they.
I've noticed.
Because this Shonen Maid tries to be more than just like a manga or an anime. It wants to tell a story, and it wants to impart a message onto its viewers about how to cope with shit. Like people, like you will go through dark shit in your life, and there are healthy ways to cope with it, and there are unhealthy ways to cope at it. And let's look at two different ways that two different types of people handle these types of things in negative ways, and how they help each other find positive ways to do so.
Okay.
I
mean, yeah. I'm not entirely sure. Like, honestly, I'm not entirely sure this is up my alley.
And I'm not entirely sure that this is.
Like, you yourself said this was gonna be a challenge.
What?
And again? I myself said I am a rock.
Yeah. Well, one, I never thought that this was gonna be like this show was made for someone like you. But I will leave it at this. It's a show that's worth at least watching the first episode of.
Because doggos.
Yeah. Well, the dog doesn't come in until to a few episodes.
Oh. Lame.
Let me see. But it's one of those shows that it's really well crafted and like how it presents its message. Because not every show tries to get a message across or tries to impart a lesson that can even resonate with an older audience. I think it's one of those shows that a younger audience could enjoy the show for what it is. An older audience could like a mid-teen, maybe early 20 audience could learn some shit from it. You know? And I think even like maybe like a slightly older kid audience could learn some stuff from it as they get older. But it really comes down to this is not a show that you watch to enjoy because you're like, hey, I want to watch anime. I want to get some of those anime feels. No, this is one of those anime you watch because it's good. You know,
you don't usually watch things because it's good.
Well, there's two different types of mindsets when it comes to anime. Or any type of media. There's the I want to watch something because it's going to it's going to be a fun watch. Like,
because it's going to entertain me.
It's going to entertain me. Then there's shows that you're watching because you want to
Because this
connect.
is an incredibly well-crafted story.
Yeah, you want to connect to something deeper. It's like this is a brain on show. You don't turn your brain off when you watch this show. This is
Because I'm good at turning my brain off when I'm watching shit.
But I think what makes Shonen Maid special is that you can turn your brain off and enjoy it for what it is. It
Wait,
does
you
have
can?
You can, you'll gain a greater appreciation from watching it with your brain on. But it's so down to earth and realistic that you can if you can find enjoyment in the small daily life shit of two completely polar opposite people like butting heads and trying to make do with what's due. There's quite a lot to enjoy on that front.
I feel like Mr. Uncle Owner Man would have kicked the kid out if they were butting heads that often, but okay.
No, the Madoka is one of those like he's like tuned like he's one of those people that are like very like nice and very weak-willed. The butler usually has to kick him into action when it comes to most things. The Madoka's the seme, the butler's the uke. I think I use those terms right.
Seme, sadist, top. I think that's how that works. Yeah.
No. Seme and uke. Japanese terms for BL.
Right. I know.
Yeah.
I think seme is top.
Yeah, I think. Let's say. I think so. Never mind.
Okay, let's see here. Yeah, seme is top.
Okay, alright, so Keiichiro is the seme, Madoka's the uke. I always get these mixed up, and my wife will beat me if she hears that. I'm joking, you know. She'd be just mildly disappointed.
Let's see here. Anything else that jumped out at me? Not really.
Yeah.
I don't think there was really anything else that jumped out at me specifically.
I think what it comes down to with Shonen Maid is that it's one of those shows that unless if you're really into like that shoujo aesthetic, like it's not going to seem like a show that you're gonna like.
Yeah, shoujo.
Yeah, it's made for quote unquote. It's made for girls. But
that makes sense. Okay, all right.
But I put that in air quotes because the whole shonen shoujo terms are incredibly outdated. I think the only reason the term I call it more of a shoujo is because instead of being like more action scenes, because typically you see like those like more action, more intense shows tend to be put in like things like Shonen Jump, and meant for a shonen audience, and like marketed towards a shonen audience in Japan. Where these shows that delve more into an emotional core tend to be marketed towards girls, so they get labeled as shoujo. When shonen and shoujo really just mean for boys and for girls, and it's a bullshit term. It's bullshit. People can like what they like. You'll find shonen things you like. You'll find shoujo things you like, regardless of what gender you are.
Yeah.
If you limit yourself to what shows are made for, you'll unfortunately you'll deprive yourself of a lot of things you could like.
Yeah. Or you could just be like me and not watch anything at all.
I do honestly think that if you gave like the first episode a try, you'd be like, yeah, that was something. I don't know if you'd watch the whole show, but I think you could get quite a bit from the first episode.
That's fair.
If you're in the right mood, I think you could get quite a bit from it.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Probably not. Don't count on it.
I think.
But I don't think you were in the first place.
Yeah. No. I would say this. If you're ever in a depressed or a dark place, and you need something that will pick you up, but it's not so overbearing, because sometimes a lot of pick me up shows are a bit too on the nose and a bit too positive. You need something if you're feeling depressed. If you're depressed and need something that a bit more down to earth, Shona Maid's where it's at.
I'll keep that in mind.
Because as I said, Shona Maid's a show of people going through depression and going through shit, and being shown and told that it's okay, things will get better.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and this is the perfect show to help someone through that.
Right.
I mean, just watching the first episode this morning perks me up because I've been going through a lot of stress right now. I've been trying to find a job. I've got a job interview on Tuesday. And
congrats.
Thanks. I'm hoping it goes well. But just watching the show, like watching the show in the morning, just helped me remember that, you know what, things can get better. Like, so that's my piece. Like,
so now that that's over, will Tar watch this? The answer is a solid maybe.
Hey, that's better than I expected. You know what? If I got a maybe out of you, that like I wasn't expecting to get you to at least go to maybe.
You were expecting the hard no.
Yeah, I was expecting the hard no. That means I've done my job because outside of a few shows, I doubt I could get a hard yes out of you. I mean, you weren't even expecting the hard no. You were expecting the hard no. Yeah, it's like, it sounds interesting, but no. Like this is no Gurren Lagann. It's not any. It's like it doesn't have the.
Bold of you to assume I've watched Gurren Lagann.
Oh no, I'm gonna convince you to watch Gurren Lagann. Because for someone like you, there is no excuse for not watching Gurren Lagann.
I know the meme. Don't believe in yourself. Believe in me, who believes in you. Like, something drill heaven.
I mean, literally, Gurren Lagann is the perfect show for you.
I've heard a lot of good things about it. Yeah. I can't remember what any of them were, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, no, I'm not prepared to argue for Gurren Lagann today, but I'd love to do an episode where I convince you to watch Gurren Lagann.
Is it anything like Bo 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 Bo? Because that one I have seen.
I actually haven't seen all of Bo 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 Bo, but Gurren Lagann, it's just a lot of cool sci-fi shit. Like, it's really, really great trigger, mech battles, really strong cast of characters with a strong emotional core. This is a show that you can turn your brain off and you'll still get a lot from it.
Hey!
But if you turn your brain on, you'll get a lot from it too. It's really for anybody. That's one of the things you can say about trigger shows, is that they make the perfect shows to turn your brain off to.
Once again, something drill heaven.
Yeah, it's full of bunch of stupid shit, and I like it stupid.
Hey, Bubba Bo was full of stupid shit.
No, but Bubba Bo was wacky.
That was the entire point.
I know. If you like Bubba Bo, don't even know why you haven't watched JoJo yet.
Because there's a lot of JoJo.
Because in a lot of ways, JoJo is even stupider than Bubba Bo.
There's a lot of JoJo though. Like,
I know.
Isn't like Bubba Bo wasn't that huge.
Yeah.
Like Bubba Bo was like what, 68 episodes?
Yeah. Well, let's see. JoJo part. Okay, I think it would help you if you break them down into parts. Don't view it as one big show, because each part is its own individual like story.
Right.
So I think that would help you compartmentalize. Think it's not to help you not think it's that big, because you can watch part one, like have your break. It's not like you're missing out on anything. You're not gonna forget much. Watch part two. Okay, take a break. Part 4 is a bit of a slog. Well, part 3 is a bit of a slog because that's like 50. I actually think it's like 52 episodes or something. Part 3 is a slog. Part 4 is 39 episodes. It goes by pretty quickly. And then part 5 started and it's amazing. But I think you should at least give part 1 and 2 a try. That's 24 episodes. I'll let you know
Oh, that's real short.
Yeah, part
Wait,
one. If you want part one's like 8 episodes long. There's no reason why not to watch part one at the very least.
oh!
Especially because part one is like got some of the stupidest shit in JoJo as well. Sans part 8. Part one is some of the stupidest shit, and that's because Araki was just kind of experimenting with some stuff. This was Araki's first work. Then part 2 is a bit smarter, but it's also got a more charismatic protagonist.
Is it sad that when you said Sans Part 8, my brain immediately jumped to Sans Undertale?
No, trust me, it went to mine too. Especially because it's
Okay.
especially because it's Spoopy Ween right now.
Spoopy Ween!
It's Spooptober.
Merry Spooktober! May the Skelly Boys bless you all with abundant calcium. Especially if you made it this far.
Yeah. But the big thing with JoJo, that whole two back, is one, they see the length as all of the JoJo parts, which would that's a tough struggle. But if you can, as I said, if you can just compartmentalize into the individual parts as individual anime, it's the people who watch JoJo. It's not like they've been watching JoJo. It's not like Detective Conan. It's not like it's been going on every week for years. I mean, technically, yeah, it's kind of been going on for every week within the manga, but there's been some breaks.
Right.
There's been some breaks, and now it's a monthly manga, so it's even slower.
Oof.
Yeah, no, it's like we get like 40 pages a month and that's assuming there's no breaks.
Oof. That sounds ridiculously slow.
Part 8 has been such a slow burn, and I just want to know what's going on. Because I assume we're leading up to the final act right now, but I have no idea because Part 8's been so fucking weird. Part 8 is nothing like any of the other JoJo parts. It's absurd. But that's part of the charm of Part 8. Part 8 plays out like some sort of weird horror. JoJo always has horror roots, but it's got like this weird like Western horror show like kind of like, I don't know how to, like this like Stephen King-y sort of vibe.
Never read Stephen King.
I mean, I've read one Stephen King book and I barely remember much of it. I was kind of reading it for a book report and I kind of zoomed through it.
Oh.
But
Oh, just quick side. How's your battery life doing?
I've got 41 minutes, so I'd say we can talk for maybe like 20 more.
Okay.
Just to round out the hour, maybe.
That makes sense. Well, then we've only got 13.
Well, it didn't help that last week we spent like half an hour trying to figure out what the fuck we were doing.
We always spend half an hour trying to figure out what the fuck we're doing. It's part of the quote-unquote charm.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been different if we recorded all that shit, but we didn't.
Oh. Well, then never mind.
Yeah. So I don't feel like I guess I want to do an episode where I try to convince you to watch Gurren Lagann. I shouldn't have to convince you to watch JoJo. Just suck it up and watch the first 8. Suck it up and watch the first 8 episodes. You'll know if you like it or not.
But I have shit I need to work on.
Okay. Do you know what the trick is? People think you have to binge anime to enjoy anime.
Well, I mean, like if you binge it, like then everything is just fresh in your mind.
Something I like to do when I'm watching a show. This is what I do with Psychopaths. I watched one episode a day. It was fresh in my mind, but I wasn't overstressed with trying to watch too much at once.
Like it's not even like. So I binge because I want to know what the fuck happens next, and I have no self-control.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'd say next, because part 1's only 8 episodes, I'd say next time you get some free time. Because I mean, 4 episodes would amount to about 2.5 hours. That's about a movie's length.
Right.
So,
like I watched Elfen Lied in a single night.
You're absurd. I can't even tell you not to do that with JoJo because JoJo's a very easy show to binge. For fuck's sake, I binged all of like part 4 and part 4, 5, 6, and 7 like in like a couple weeks. Like I just like the manga. Like man, and like I think I finished part 7 like in like a couple days. That was a read. So
Best stand, go.
What?
Best stand, go.
Oh fuck. Shit. God damn it. Fuck. I can't think. I'm on the spot. Too many stands to process. Best stands. Smash Mouth.
I too watch Jello Apocalypse.
But best stand is Annabelle stand.
Oh, true?
True.
Sweet emotion for life.
Yeah. Wait. Best stand is the train conductor stand from the roleplay.
Hey, yeah.
That's a stand.
That is. Wait, I don't know all of the details about it. Is it basically just get you from point A to point B?
Yeah, no, basically, it's just a train that appears out of nowhere and like disappears and takes you to another part of town. It's fucking amazing.
That's literally all it does.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. Oh my god. Oh fuck, I forget what it was.
Theoretically, you could drop someone off the edge of a high-rise building with that.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Theoretically, it's the most OP stand.
Oh?
I mean, just think about being able to teleport, where like basically being able to have a train appear out of nowhere to run over people.
True?
The best type of JoJo roleplay or any superpower roleplay based off of a franchise, especially JoJo, is to do it with a bunch of people who have no idea what the fuck is JoJo. You just give them a general idea because you'll get the most interesting stands from it. It's the same thing with Danganronpa. Get a bunch of people who've never watched or played Danganronpa because you'll really get some interesting shit from their talents.
Hi!
You know, exactly my point. Exactly my point.
Eddie and Tucker are best boys?
Dude, bestest.
Honestly, I just try to come up with silly meme talents and turn them into actual characters.
Well, that's the best way to do it. I mean, for fuck's sake, I've got fucking ultimate rice farmer for and that's not a meme talent. I don't know what is because that's so oddly specific.
But you didn't turn her into an actual character, though.
Yeah, no, she's not even really a character. She's just if anything, she's a plot device that's not even have the same plot function that I originally planned for her.
She's a plot device for a different plot.
Yeah. As I said, I'll explain after Camp Melancholy is over. But I originally had a certain plan to do with her, but I'm like, wow, that's bad. That's really bad. What the fuck was I thinking? Oh my god. Man, her backstory is a mess as well.
For those of you who don't know, my two Danganronpa boys are Edward McWengerway Jr., who is the ultimate fast food worker, and Tucker Randall, who is the ultimate truck driver.
Beautiful.
Meme talents.
In the comments, leave your favorite meme talent down below.
I'll be sure to consider it if I ever throw in another DRRP.
Yeah. If we'll pin our so down in the comments, write a meme Danganronpa talent idea, give a description, and we'll pin our favorite one. I'm being serious too. If anybody watches this and gives us a pretty good meme talent, we'll pin it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. Unless if you're a part of the show already, then you're disqualified, so Dizzy can't do it. Because we know Dizzy
off, Dizzy.
Dizzy already listens to these episodes, so there's no incentive to make him do it.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Video Editor Boy.
And for our favorite talent, we'll all make backstories for it, and then we'll compete for who made the better backstory for the talent.
But then we can't use them in an actual DRRP because people will know.
Well, yeah, that's the point.
Assuming they know of Bros in a Landfill.
Well, that's the point. Well, it's the Bros in a Landfill Danganronpa.
Oh. But we only have 2 people.
Yes, I know. That's part of the point.
How do you have a Danganronpa with only 2 people?
Boom, you're dead. I win.
Oh, shit. Fuck. Damn it.
Yep, I win.
Why would you do this to me?
Because despair.
Oh. How could I possibly be so naive?
Your head wasn't in the game.
Shit. Well, now my head will be permanently out of the game and on the walls.
Okay. Can I just low key say how bad like the subtitle for the JoJo Bizarre roleplay is?
What, summer will be forever?
Yeah. I mean, it works for what it's trying to do, but man, that's a rough name. Or am I just?
I don't know. I don't know enough about JoJo to say.
I mean, then again, the
that.
original name for Part 4 is Diamond Is Not Crash.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's right. It's Diamond Is Unbreakable, but it was like I think it was originally translated as Diamond Is Not Crash.
Okay. And wait, hang on. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah,
Unless you want me to do the thing.
no, I'm trying to pull up I'm on the JoJo doc. I'm just trying to pull up the players on here because I want to okay, fuck
Go over all the remaining stands.
Well, I just want to first look at the see if I can figure out what the train's one name was. Oh, is it Crazy Train?
It was the last. It was the Last Express.
Yeah. Oh, the last. Oh, that was yeah.
DLA was thinking about the name Crazy Train, but he thought it was too on the nose.
Yeah, that sounds like an actual stand that would be used in JoJo, anyways.
Probably so are mine, because I had Sweet Emotion and Sweating Bullets.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna have to go through, assuming that Sleuth's okay with it, assuming that he'll never want to use any of these things again. I'll have to do an episode where I go through all of these. I'll go through all these stand names because there's some pretty memey ones in here. The challenge for you is to figure out who made which stand.
Oh boy.
Man, I've made so many references to I made like a couple references to the band to 1OK Rock and Black Tide, which were like my favorite bands at the time.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, sounds like you're having a good time walking down memory lane.
It'll be fun when I go through these because, as you'll see, the problem with the JoJo roleplay was that there was just too much planned.
I remember you saying that before.
Yeah, no, this is like the document's like 18 pages long. I think we have somewhere in the ballpark of like 15 to 20 like stand users for like enemies.
Okay. That is quite a bit.
Yeah, which I mean it's about fair for like a JoJo part, but like
for an RP? You should probably have like 8 max. I don't know.
No,
I'm not good at GMing.
No, it needs to be a bit more dynamic based off what the story and the plot needs. Like start off with a few and add as it's needed. Because there was no way we were going to get to some of these characters within a year's worth of playing the game. Like you know how slow like AAO types of role plays go.
Oh yeah, they're molasses.
Yeah, and that's because we like to write like we're the types of people.
That's because we like drama.
Yeah, we like drama and we like to write walls of text.
We do like to write walls of text.
And some people can beat posts out that are just like a paragraph or so long and it's fine. But then some people like to spend a week, such as me, writing the most long posts they can. And I feel like that was the majority of us.
Oh.
I feel like the majority of us and I think that was part of the problem because we put so much effort into our posts that it felt more like work than play. So,
not to me, but
well, I think I'm talking about from like a more subconscious level because when you're doing a role play and other people are relying on you, and it's it comes down to, it's never like you can post when you want. You post when your character needs to do something.
Right.
So the frustrating part with especially forum role plays is that you're not always in the best place to do it, and once you take a break, or if you try to take a break, either the whole role play has to go on pause or you get left behind, and it's hard to pick back up either way.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing with like something like Camp Melancholy. That's
what's going down right now.
Like, I was in a really good place when it started and through the first chapter, but as we've got,
but now you're not.
But now I'm.
And you're head GM, so
yeah,
everyone's just yelling at you. Fuck you, Try.
But part of that doesn't help that there are other people who it wasn't a good time for them to really participate either. So the roleplay naturally slows down. So when I might be in a good time, some of the other players might not. It might not be a good time for the other players.
Right.
So I'll be ready. I'll be impatient, but no one else is ready to post or able to post. And then I will be like, I can't. Like, I'm not in the right place right now. But then they're suddenly ready to start doing stuff. And then there will be a few people who are always ready because they're able to put themselves in that mindset and they're able to push forward. But,
hello.
Yeah, but I feel like that's the minority of people. And I think in some ways there's different life factors and different personal factors that come along to that.
Right, of course.
And just because one person might be very not like usually able to always do stuff doesn't mean that something's not going to come around and they're going to suddenly not be able to do things, and that makes things even worse because you usually rely on that person for being available. But hey,
yeah,
that's me. No, I'm part of my problem right now, and especially when I'm not working, it's hard for me to get in a mindset to write stuff if I'm always able to write stuff. If I'm always in a position where I can just go grab my laptop and type something up, like, it puts me in this weird state where I'm not creative. Whereas if I'm at school, if I'm at work, if I'm doing some sort of labor things, that's when I'm the most creative. I'm able to really.
Oh yeah, I know that struggle.
Yeah. And ever since I've been done with my internship, I've been doing nothing, and it's not even to the extent of like, okay, yeah, I've been studying programming, I've been trying to get a job and job interview stuff. It's the fact that I always have the possibility to just go and pick it up. I don't have specific times where, like, oh, I can only write a post in the morning, or oh, I can only write a post in the evening. I'm anticipating it. I'm thinking things through my head. No, I can just write it whenever, and my brain doesn't.
Oh.
I feel like for me, like, the anticipation of writing a post is what makes it so exciting for me. If I can't anticipate writing a post, it's not. I don't feel as creative. But that's just me.
And we'll create you next time. This has been Bros in a Landfill.
Signing off.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I'm cutting it off out there too, so fuck you. Or am I?
Why? Just.
And
okay?
this has been Bros in a Landfill. Sorry, but not sorry. We're signing off.